just whatever. It's like, oh, you want to try like my mom's spaghetti, or you want to do whatever. Everything that's regular people talk. Oh, come over. You want to come over to my Korean house, walk on my Korean carpet, say hi to my Korean parents. It's like everything's like, you're like, God damn. Everything's Korean.
Welcome back to another episode of Careful Boys, JK News. We got Will Pepper with us today.
Yes, sir.
Chili pepper.
Obviously, this issue has blown over a little bit, but of course, we are going to reignite it because nobody knows how to tell Koreans to chill like Careful Boys.
Relax, Koreans.
That's how you do it.
They're already getting mad right now.
Yeah,
They don't even know what's happening. They just heard it.
What the fuck, motherfucker?
Does it help if a white guy tells them to relax?
Yeah, I think they'll listen.
Especially because there's an American base there, so that's usually go, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, USA.
So there's a little bit of a, I guess I wouldn't say a little bit. It was almost like a viral surge of Korean, what is it called? Korean centrism, where
Southeast Asia versus Korea.
we've always kind of known that Korea has a little bit, even the diaspora of Koreans that are in America have a little bit of a superiority complex when it comes to like within the Asians.
Yeah.
Explain, because I don't know about that.
They just think they're better than all other Asians.
Got it.
Like as a stereotype. I'm not saying it's true for each person, but I think like when you grow up in multi ethnic Asian areas, you can kind of observe pretty fast like who really believes they're at the top of that pecking order.
So like if you have like like what he was saying, if you have, let's say, a bunch of Asians and they're the minority in a certain, like, let's say, school, for example, a lot of Asians are naturally just like drawn together because, you know, they have like similar upbringings. And then if there's one Korean, they might be with you guys, but he'll always tell you why, like, Korean, this version is the best, this Korean fruit's the best, this Korean noodle is the best.
Korea's the number one every time.
And the minute that there's more and more Koreans, then slowly they're going to form a Korean group, and that Korean group is going to separate from the other Asian group.
Yeah. And again, like if there was no truth to that whatsoever, this global phenomena wouldn't have taken place. It all started at a K-pop concert in Malaysia, where I guess they have like a rule where you're not supposed to bring in like
Dirty Asians?
not dirty Asians.
They call us dirty Asians.
Bring in a vacuum cleaner. What's the dirty guy up there?
You're not supposed to bring in photography or recording equipment. And what happened is like people were noticing that some people were bringing in like professional equipment to like take photos or videos of the bands that they were fans
So
of.
non-consumer grade stuff.
I guess so.
Because you're only supposed to have phones or whatever, right?
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, all that happened was that was being observed, and then online, like on X and just on different platforms, people just started kind of talking shit back and forth, like, why don't you respect like the customs? And then it just,
Who were the perpetrators of the recording professionally? Koreans?
I don't know who exactly did it, but it might have been both.
Yeah.
It might have been whoever was caught in that photo of who's doing it in that moment, but or it may have been. If this is in Malaysia, it could have been majority non-Koreans. Fair to assume that. But eventually, it inflated into Koreans basically talking down on the other ethnicities that were there, which brought in other people to come into the defense of Southeast Asians, and then formed something called the Siblings, which was all the Southeast Asians against the Koreans. In the comments, in the threads, and everything, just like talking hella shit. And then, of course, Koreans that have that sentiment defaulted to their usual, which we are so used to seeing,
Korea's the number one. You guys are like a piece of shit.
where they just like start calling you animals and monkeys or whatever else they could think of, dirty, garbage.
You're a dirty Asian. All you eat is a banana every day.
Yeah. So it kind of brought to light.
Sewer
I think it brought to light, if anything, like how so many people all over the world have experienced this in their individual communities all over the globe, which is like pretty, I guess, kind of cool that like you're not alone in the SGV.
Well, we're united by hating Korean.
You don't think you're crazy for thinking that.
Exactly. Or you don't think you're being like racist within your own like.
Southeast Asia too, like in the last 10 years or so, maybe 15, there's been a lot of Korean expats going there for business, building all these things, but they also like have like a Korea only zone, which is why a lot of Southeast Asians are pissed too, because they're like, it's kind of like how like a lot of Americans are moving to Mexico right now, and a lot of Mexicans don't like that because it's like, you motherfuckers like ruining
Like in Mexico City.
Yeah, and then they're like making it like America 2.0, and then they're like, don't bring your shit here. So that's what Koreans are doing in Southeast Asia. They have whole buildings, whole businesses that serve their communities. They don't really like the locals coming in and all that. But it's not even, it's just like a straight up racism. Like, nah, you guys don't come in. And then so there's a lot of tension between that. And then there's also a lot of scams that Korean businesses run, or like mafia guys run, where they'll do a lot of these cyber crimes and cyber slavery and things, and they host them in the Southeast Asian countries. Yeah, there's just a lot of like issues, like businesses where they will have like pretty much slave labor factories. And it's like a common stereotype where like those Korean companies would like all of a sudden overnight abandon it because they can't pay their employees or something goes under. And then so there was even videos of like protests being like, we're holding these Korean like business owners like here hostage until they pay the employees and shit. So there's like a lot of tensions beyond the K-pop concert. Yeah.
So I guess like just to kind of look up, to be fair, like what some of the features are with Korea centrism, because there's actually like whole studies on why they fucking feel like that. Yeah. And like here's some of them. And this isn't coming from me. This is like me looking it up.
Because they eat a chili pepper and they're mad.
Yeah, they're just mad. One of them's the ideological basis, where I guess like Korea associates its own country as being the center of the world, called Axis Mundi or whatever. That's the concept.
Really, I didn't know that.
And another one is hierarchical perspectives, where because they see themselves beneath white people, they have to see themselves above someone else.
Sheesh.
Which is pretty interesting.
I didn't know that either.
That's deeply psychological.
That makes more sense, but for some reason, I would totally assume, and I have no credit or reputation on this, but I assumed it was way more of like almost no offense, like a little man syndrome. When like they also spent so much time being occupied or being kind of like at the whim of other nations, like
they're like, finally, motherfucker, I'm a number one.
Like how like Korea apparently what first was spelled with a C, not a K, but then Japan wasn't cool with that.
You're not gonna be in front of me.
Yeah, so then they just like burned history.
Wait, is that really why?
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
They changed to a K because alphabetically it's after J. But like so imagine being like number one.
So
you like petty stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, so number one, it's already like a much smaller country, like less people. We're not talking about like the China, you know, like these larger, or India or whatever.
I think they only have like 20 or 30 million people there. So it's not that many people.
But then arguably and pridefully, their culture, their pop culture and everything like that, both in music, in TV and dramas and stuff, is way just more influential and culturally powerful. So it's like to be proud of something that is worth that pride, but then also to kind of have that like chip on your shoulder from everything that has happened in the past. Like I can understand where that comes from.
Dude,
that's where
imagine being like a servant race for 1,000 years. Like you're like a slave race, right? For 1,000 something years. And in like less than 20 years, you become one of the top dudes in Asia.
That's actually one of the points here. Crazy. It's economic drivers. It says in some cases it's linked to the rapid economic development of South Korea, which led to feelings of superiority because within such a short amount of time after freeing itself from its colonization, it was able to.
So are Koreans right then to be stunting on everybody?
I think so.
I think it's like good for you.
And I just think it's also their moment. And Japan never apologized. And I just think it's their. It's like their moment.
Never say
like,
sorry.
So I think that the sentiment is like they have every right to be because they won the contest type of thing.
Yeah.
But also, if you're gonna do that, don't be Muhammad Ali and then walk around and say, "I've never fucking gloated before." It's like, yes, you do.
Okay.
Like you can't. So I think they're saying that they go around and they go, "Oh, we're the best number ones. Every baby's born a genius." You know, they go around doing that, and then they go, "Why you talking about? I'm a so humble person."
Okay.
So I think that's the part that people have like have the problem with.
But I think like when you first find that out in your own, I guess like subculture or little community, like the way that I did was that I thought that like, oh, that's great for Korea. I thought Koreans were cool. I was happy for them. I didn't know that I wasn't included in like being happy about it. You know what I mean? Where they're like, no, what the fuck? Dirty ass Filipino, you're not part of this shit. But I thought it was great. So I felt really like shitted on. When I was like, damn, what the fuck? I thought we were all kind of like Asians.
And then like growing up, like seeing more athletes assimilate into American sports.
Yeah.
it'd be like, oh, you see him? That's a Korean pitcher. You're like, oh, yeah, cool. And then Jeremy Lin comes up, I see him better basketball player. And then you're like, what? I just cheered for you. How come you didn't cheer for me?
Because they don't see it as Asians. They see it as only Koreans. Yeah.
You had like when you have your white pride moment and a guy's like, wait, are you Norwegian?
And I'm like, I said white power.
He goes, but you're not really white. Come on now. Like that. Yeah.
Like what Hannah does to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. British.
She's like, I'm original.
Yeah. So I think it really brought a bunch of pretty interesting stuff to light. What do you think about it?
I had a Korean friend, and then he'd come over to my house, and then gotta grab some food. You know, that motherfucker would eat everything.
He ate your whole house?
No, like tekka, like the
You know what they call it? Yeah.
braised pork with the eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking dad made a whole pot of it. That motherfucker ate the whole shit. And I'm like, is this a Korean thing or like?
Might just be a hungry thing.
He's like,
Is this a Korean thing?
like Vietnamese people that you should give me this shit, right? And I'm like, motherfucker, save some for like the family and shit.
He ate the whole family supply? That's crazy.
Maybe they're just going to Southeast Asia eating everything. And then they're just like, what the hell, Korean?
What's the predominant Korean religion?
Christian, Protestants.
See, that makes sense because I grew up with a Korean kid. His mom was always trying to get me to go to church with them because we were Catholic. And I think she wanted me to be a Christian.
But they're hardcore Christian. Like, they make Christians go like, damn, you guys are weird because you're so hardcore.
Yeah, they're really hardcore. Did you ever have a moment where like a Korean person made you feel lesser? Like where you were exposed to that like hierarchy?
Yeah. You guys know Dumbfounded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love dumb.
Yeah,
Love dumb.
dude.
Yeah, okay, no.
He's like the most non-Korean.
Yeah, he's not Korean. No.
I don't know, dude. He's also got Koreatown.
true.
Yeah, he's K-Town.
Sometimes when I'm
So speak the truth on him. Yeah.
no, I'm kidding. No, but sometimes when I'm like around a lot of Koreans, I'm like, oh, I'm not included in this conversation.
Because you feel invisible?
Yeah, they're just talking and shit.
And like they're talking in a circle and the circle just slowly closes in front of you?
Yeah. They're like shielding me off, and I'm like, I'm gonna go home.
Are they speaking in Korean?
No.
I will say though, like regardless of the good or bad or right and wrong and stuff like that, I do remember growing up and just being around Koreans all the time and thinking, one, yes, that superiority complex definitely exists.
Yeah. And it's subtle too.
But at the end of the day, I do envy and wish to participate in something like that because I don't look at him like, man, that's whack because I'm excluded. I'm more like, man, I wish that the culture that I was a part of was so prideful about the things that were happening all the time. Loving the food, loving the culture, loving the whatever. Because that's what Koreans would do for each other, at least in America, right? Supporting each other's business, sure, blah, blah, blah. But like, yeah, you see one Korean athlete and everybody's like, oh, or like, you know, in the World Series when the Be the Reds thing was going, like the way that they have pride for like the things that happen is so much more powerful than it's like us. Oh, wow, China won another 42 gold medals at the Olympics. Nobody gives a flying fuck about another Chinese person doing something. And that might be because there's like a per capita on earth thing, you know, but it's because they had a tougher history. And also, it's like literally it's way smaller population. Yeah. Everything is fucking amazing when they do something dope.
So speaking on the pride aspect, because this got brought up a lot during all this like discourse, what do you think is the way that pride coexists with the almost non-pride of being one of the leading, if not the top country of plastic surgery on your face?
We are number one in suicide, number one in plastic surgery.
It almost seems like that doesn't match.
I just think they're just about it and they don't hide it. I think that's different. You know what I mean? Like we all have our weird things and our sins and our just like fucking shitty things about our culture. And then sometimes you try to sweep that shit under the rug. They don't sweep none of that under the rug.
So they're proud of the...
What's the number one procedure that they get?
Eyes, fucking
jaw.
Jaw chisel?
But they're like the number one plastic surgery capital of the world, though.
Really?
Yeah.
lot of nose stuff. Yeah.
I just think Koreans are overachievers because they did both. They're like A+ Cold War people. So they like North Korea outlasted Soviet Union, and they're like the model of communism. And in South Korea is like the model of capitalism success. They both did those things really well.
They just go hard no matter what they do.
Yeah, because people were saying Japan was a big success story after World War II. But I would argue that Korea was, because they did it at a shorter period of time, and they did it when the country wasn't even industrialized. So Japan already had industry way before. They were working with Europe. They already was a fucking empire. Whereas like Korea had like, they were just in the sticks. They were like grass huts. And then all of a sudden, after the war, boom, dude. Now they got crazy.
But they didn't get nuked.
They didn't get nuked, but if they did, they would have been completely gone because it's a small country.
Fair.
But they did crush it though.
I just think this is their time is all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, it's like number one, if you started off on top of the food chain and then you were talking shit to everybody, it's like, of course that wouldn't fly.
No.
But if you were like the underdog for like centuries, like of
That's
course
what I'm
you're gonna
thinking.
be extremely prideful and stuff working out in this generation. Like,
It's like welcome to the colonial game, finally.
but the only thing that I think is like, what I think is like maybe problematic is like you don't punch down is all. So like if they're looking at other like Southeast Asian countries that maybe I'm
dirty.
You know, like really, really economically like doing certain amazing things as well. Fucking chip manufacturing or blah, 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 you know. Like if you're genuinely a smaller country that isn't making as much noise or has a lesser GDP or something, it's like being another superior race or ethnic group and then talking down on that is like hella weird as all.
Yeah, I think a bigger bragging right is if they took over China and then they're like, I'm a number one winner.
If Koreans are talking shit against Chinese people, I get it. If they're talking shit against Japanese people, I get it. But if they're like Malaysia, no offense, I'm just saying like, you know,
It's punching down.
I'm just saying it's like it's not like the Malaysian pop
true.
culture scene has been like flourishing in such a way that like they are the number one and trending in these. And I'm saying they do amazing things. I'm just saying like it's just weirder to see that, right? It's if you see a smaller nation talk shit to America, it's
Like so.
I get it. I fucking get it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not like we should be going around looking at like a third world country or not Malaysia. I'm just saying somebody in whatever category, industry of culture, something that we're clearly dominating, and we're like, we got to get in the comments and fucking back this up and talk.
Yeah. And I think like the one thing that's really interesting to me, I love punching down as a counterpunch. Yeah. But I just want most fucking Koreans to know, you guys are the first ones to bring up this whole shit. Like, at least from my experience, I can only speak for the diaspora that ended up in LA, but like most people weren't even thinking about that. And then they're introduced to the hierarchy like against their will.
Yeah, I don't think there's truly another version of pride than KP, like Korean pride. Yeah. I think there's like Viet pride, but Korean pride is a different beast. Like,
because growing up, it was like I've never heard a country constantly label their things.
That's a Korean noodle. Yeah. That's a Korean pear. Right. That's a Korean car.
Just whatever. It's like, oh, you want to try like my mom's spaghetti, or you want to do whatever. Everything that's regular people talk. Oh, come over. You want to come over to my Korean house, walk on my Korean carpet, say hi to my Korean parents. It's like everything's like, you're like, God damn. Everything's Korean.
That is true.
And I'm like, in the same sentence like Korean 20,000 times. I'm like, okay, I get it.
That's why I think so many people related to our Korean history channel, because everything was a fucking Korean history lesson.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I will say the cleanest house I've ever been in was a Korean house.
They do see they're A+ at everything they do.
But that's what's hard is like, how do you compliment that? Because like, I support it. I like it. If I was to say, I really like your house, you keep it real clean. Yeah, they'll just be like, exactly. Why don't you do that? Yeah. And I'm like, yo, what the?
And they had a Korean flag on the wall. They had to steam it because it was wrinkle free. It was perfect. It looked like it was like planted on the moon. It was just staying perfectly still.
I think that's the funny part about like why this blew up the way it did is because so many people have that experience individually, like, and it was like a chance to like catharsis, to like let it all out at them.
Just give it like 500 years, maybe they'll chill out and then just be like,
you know what it really is that any ethnicity that truly is killing it and is doing really well, they don't want you to know.
They don't want attention.
White power.